Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology. Today I'd like to share with you a critical issue, and that is do not oversimplify things and thinking oneself is some kind of grandmaster or know-it-all or expert. In reality, look at those people who fight Xi Xiaodong in past few years. You look at them, all of the so-called grandmaster have a common denominator, which is oversimplify thing and take oneself too high, thinking oneself is some kind of grandmaster. And there's a disaster. A few days ago, I shared that if we really want to study the ancient Chinese martial arts or culture, we must never put into the self-centered mode or get into magical generalizations and superficial. When one oversimplify thing and put oneself on top of everybody, you know that they are practicing this self-centered, magical generalizations and superficial. It is a kiss of death. Okay? Martial arts is not what you think, it's what your body trains. How comprehensive that body is trained. That's why you see all this so-called grandmaster fighting Xi Xiaodong and everybody get trashed. Because it's just spinning here, okay? Living in the delusion. So, an example for generalization is, you see that I always get comments like under my video, oh, this is something every boxer knows. When they say that, I know that they don't even watch my video and then they just want to play grandmaster. Generalizations, okay? Or asking, how can you prove that your this quid is correct? Well, again, people don't watch the video, don't think. So they ask the type of questions. Don't they see that at every video I show multiple points? It is like a academic research, a formal one. So this type of questions is or comment, you see right away who they are. Okay. And only yesterday there's another guy who asked me, when you move your body, which part of your body you initiate first? Okay. So when you do a strike, where does the initiations of movement start on your body? So guess what? I said, well, if you want to learn that, just go get a teacher to study it. And he come back and said, well, you don't know, but you want to sell your books. You know, all this thing, like where does the initiations of movement start on your body when you do a strike? This type of question is nonsense. It's nonsense, okay? If your body is not trained, you don't use your mind to say, well, a common one is, oh, I want to use this Dan Tian, and I use the Dan Tian to initiate everything, and so forth, so forth. That's the common belief. But did they really know what is going on in their entire body? Is that true that you use your Dan Tian to initiate everything? Or the entire thing is synchronized together? Different parts play different roles, but everything must go. It is not, oh, my Dan Tian move and the entire move and then this and that. You see all this preaching, all this thing. Well, if you want to get those Dan Tian moving and then other part move, those kind of stuff, look at the last fight of Xi Xiaodong a few days ago. The Grandmaster of Tai Chi who expert in the Dan Tian moving. See whether he be able to handle his body, his momentum, and his mobility. And also asking the question like, where does the initiations of movement start on your body is missing the point. Why? In this channel, for past few months at least, past few years, I'm keeping talking about momentum. Martial art is not a dance. It is not about movement. It's about momentum. You want to do a strike, there is a momentum. It's not a movement. So get that straight. Okay? It's not standing down there thinking, oh, my Dan Tian have to move this way while you're doing dance. When you want to zap up like that, like the people who run 100 meters, ask them, which part of your body initiate your move? Ask them, see how they answer that questions. Well, that is the difference between those who train, develop their skill, and those sitting in the sofa or watching video and keeping thinking nonsense, living in the fantasy here. Okay? So face it, for your momentum, you need to have a functional training of your body to support your momentum handling or your strike. You need that functional training. And the functional training is not one single part. All your 7 bolts have to align together. Your neuromuscular connectivity and synergy has to align together. Not just a single part. So asking a question like, oh, which part of your body initiate the move? Are you out of your mind or what? Everything go together, okay? Or else you're too late. That's reality. So, in the past about 100 of years, 100, 200 years, at least after the 1850s, many things is oversimplified. If you look at the Shaolin short strikes writing, like in my book, The Resurrecting Wing Chun, the momentum and recycling momentum chapter, you see how every joint or these bolts, the Shaolin short strike ancestor is talking about. How the front foot and the back foot has to echo, the front hand, back hand has to echo, how the butt and the shoulder have to echo, and how this alignment of the knee and the butt and so forth has to be aligned. So you say, well, the knee and butt, no, what is it? Well, look at the today's in the rehabilitation or workout, the lunging. When you do the knee lunging, all this has to be aligned, okay? So when you want to do create or exert a momentum, all those things at an instant has to go that way. Otherwise, your body cannot go. Okay? It's not like, oh, I have this part doing this and then that part doing that. Those are thinking sequential, but in the real life it is not sequential. It is parallel. Everything line up and go right away. Okay. That's why it is so important to have neuromuscular proficiency. If you don't have a neuromuscular proficiency, thinking, I'm going to train my dantian to move, and then I can have this fa jing, are you out of your mind? Compared with those who have neuromuscular proficiency. So the last fight, about weeks ago, between Xi Xiaodong and the Tai Chi guy, you look at that, who actually really have the neuromuscular proficiency training? Is Xi Xiaodong or that guy or that grandmaster? Okay? And so, the Shaolin Short Strike Classic have presented what is the reality. All these details, as now in the Restricting Wing Chun. In the Restricting Wing Chun book, is now there. So stop to thinking about, oh, oversimplify thing, and I'm the grandmaster, I know, and I'm going to check you. Okay, do you know this and that? Do you know that by asking nonsense questions, people can read you right away? So, if one really wants to study the art of the ancient, come back to the reality. The ancestor and the reality, they are in the same directions. For past 100 years, you create all those self-centered, magical generalizations, superficial expert all around the world. And that's why you get trashed. Your traditional Chinese martial art get trashed completely. Okay? Because you don't know what is the reality, and you start to be like playing like, oh, I'm the grandmaster, so forth, so forth. So right now, you look at in China, what happened? So this is to share with you. We need to be careful. Don't put ourselves in the superiority complex or the superior position, and then look at people, oh, you don't know this, you don't know this, this is chi, no, my chi is better than your chi, I have a secret. Bullshit, okay? If there's so much all those nonsense stuff is good, how come none for past almost 4 years cannot face Xi Xiaodong? None. Okay? So, to run things, one need to avoid self-centered, magical, generalization, superficial, and be like in the school. Can one just sit down or standing up, asking questions properly, do the subject, not off topic, and present evidence and discuss? Because really, in the real world, nobody interested on what you think. People interested on what is the reality, not what you think, not what is your philosophy or what you believe, but what is the reality. So this is to share with you today, okay? It is momentum, not movement. We are not doing dance. It is parallel. One needs to develop the neuromuscular proficiency, not thinking, oh, I have this dantian, or which part of the body move, and then I can move other things, I can fa jing. It is about training, keeping drilling and training. Look at our MMA friends, how hard they train. Look at our BJJ friends, how hard they train. Did they generalize things, or they just go train? So reality is reality. Fantasy is fantasy. Without getting this straight, one is not going to go nowhere, okay?